Members of the military give up something incredibly precious for the sake of our freedom, time with their families. Today, we've put together some of the most heartwarming moments of soldiers coming home that are sure to touch your heart. Let's dive in. It seems like this girl has been preparing for this day all the months she and her man were apart, because the speed with which she reacts to seeing him is simply incredible. This sweet lady can't hold back her tears at her husband's touching gift, but there's another gift she's been longing for even more. This girl is keeping a close eye on passers-by so that when she sees that familiar face, she won't waste a second. After a football game, a player on the white team thought the hardest part of his day was over, but the toughest part was yet to come, because now he has to hold back tears when he sees his father, who has just returned from duty. One of the strangest things a mother can hear on Christmas Eve is, "Mom, where's the can opener?"
"Mom, I can't find the can opener."
But not when it's said by a voice she hasn't heard in nearly a year. An entire family joined forces to reunite a mother with her soldier son. Do I even need to tell you that the surprise was a success? Imagine waiting so long for your best friend to come back that you literally can't stand when you finally see them. This is the best surprise a soldier returning from service can give his little brother. At this cheerleading competition, one of the girls didn't have anyone to support her because her military mom was far away. Fortunately, she's about to realize that regardless of the judges' scores, she's already a winner today. This soldier may have only been away from home for a couple of weeks, but for his brother, it felt like forever, and here's proof. While this girl was still trying to figure out if she was dreaming, her soldier boyfriend didn't waste a second to get into her arms. These kids were told that they were getting a gift, but they never suspected that it meant they'd get to see their dad again. Let's hope they get to stay together from now on. A soldier's mother is celebrating her victory over a serious illness, but that's not the only good news she'll get today. This father hasn't seen his soldier daughter in over 5 months and wasn't expecting to spend the rest of the summer together. You can tell by his sincere confusion that the surprise was a success. When this young soldier's mom was ordering drinks, she couldn't have imagined that a simple trip to a restaurant would make her the happiest woman in the world.
Welcome home, buddy.
Military service had separated these sisters by thousands of miles, so when Kate took to the stage for her performance, she had no idea that Carrie was only a couple of yards away. This girl didn't even know if her brother would make it back home, but she held out hope every day for this exact moment. Check out this girl's reaction to her father coming home. She hasn't been able to hug him in over a year. Now she's not letting him out of her sight. At the last second, a Marine was granted leave for just 1 day so that he could make it to his sister's wedding and make her special day even more special. This soldier was able to get off a few days early, also he could put together a special delivery for his mom. Watch this reaction from a mother whose son has been away from home for way too many months. She can't believe it's not a dream. Every time this soldier called his parents from the military base, they would tearfully ask him if he was doing okay. Well, now he won't have to use the phone for that anymore. This is the moment that this woman realizes her new life starts today, a life with her love by her side. This girl's military brother promised to be home by Christmas, but instead, he sent her a gift that was more valuable than she could have ever imagined. This girl thought that the best part of her day would be seeing her boyfriend again. But he had another trick up his sleeve. This soldier's grandmother was afraid she wouldn't live to see her grandson return from service, but 1 year later, fate gave them a chance to hug again. She was so happy she fainted, but don't worry, she'll be fine. This soldier only had a few days of leave, and he never regretted spending them all setting up a surprise for his reunion with his daughter. Every day for 5 months, this girl's family thought about what they would say when they saw her again. Now, that moment has come and words aren't necessary because these hugs say it all. Every day for a year, this soldier's mom prayed for him to come home from deployment in the Middle East. And today, her prayer has been answered. You only need 3 things to take the greatest family selfie of your life: a camera, a good pose, and a surprise reunion of all its members. This is the one time this girl is happy that her mom isn't picking her up from school. This boy's biggest dream was to see his brother, whom he hadn't seen in over 300 days. Luckily, today, 2 dreams are coming true because his brother has been dreaming of the same thing all this time. A safe and sound son is all a military mom needs to jump for joy when they finally see each other again. This soldier told his family he'd be arriving next week, but only to capture moments like this with his loved ones. Even though this soldier was trained in the army not to show his emotions, he couldn't resist hugging the 2 most important girls in his life. Yes, this woman is wearing a Santa hat, but today it's her military sister who will be handing out the presents. And the first one is a long overdue hug. This woman decided to surprise all of her friends by coming home one evening. No better place to do so than a party. It's moments like these when service members reunite with their children that you realize the sacrifices they make for our safety. When this boy saw a silhouette in uniform nearby, he immediately knew his mom was back from duty, so all he had to do was finish his performance so he could do this. This good boy can sense that something's about to happen, but doesn't know how happy he's about to be in 1 second when he sees his owner. This woman had already accepted that her brother wouldn't be able to make it to her wedding, but when a soldier gives his word to his family, he does the impossible for them. This guy's family knew how much he missed his best friend who was serving in the military, but all they could do was wait for the day when they could help organize a surprise like this for him. This girl knew that her military brother always sent the best gifts for the holidays, but she definitely wasn't ready for this one. Just in case you were wondering what the best part of any military service is.
That's how I showed mine.
Waiting for a son or father to come home from duty is hard, but it's even harder to maintain a romantic relationship over thousands of miles. Luckily, now nothing can stop this couple from finally starting a family. This gymnast dreamed of seeing her brother in the audience every time she performed, and today's her lucky day because he'll never miss another one. These twins were sure they'd be performing without their dad cheering them on, but it seems Santa finally got their letter this time. This young man's father understands that even serving your country can wait a day if it's your son's graduation. For the last 6 months, this girl had only seen her dad on a computer screen, and today's their last video call, because they won't need a webcam anymore. This guy promised to get back from the military to his little brother as soon as possible. But he didn't mention he'd do it this quickly. This family used to think Christmas gifts only came under the tree, but their soldier son proved otherwise. This girl hasn't seen her boyfriend in so long that she can hardly believe it when he shows up in the middle of an ordinary day. Everyone knows that all it takes to make a grandma happy is to see her grandson. So imagine how happy this grandma must be to see hers for the first time in 6 months. In the span of just 1 second, this woman gets scared, delighted, and cries at the scene of her niece. When this woman sees her airman among the soldiers at the Air Force graduation, she practically flies into his arms. This woman had accepted that she would be celebrating her birthday without the man she loved most. But that man couldn't stand the thought of missing the opportunity to tell her he loved her on this special day. When this bride sees a video message from her brother, she can't hold back her tears. But she doesn't know that this surprise will be followed by an even bigger one. Here's another love story where a couple reunites after a long time apart. And yes, now they're together forever. You don't know what pure happiness looks like until you see this mom's incredible reaction to her son coming home. This girl decided not to wait for her military boyfriend to come home and headed straight to the runway so she could see him as soon as possible. Today, this young man decided that he's never coming home to his girlfriend again, because now he'll be coming home to his wife. Here's what happens when you suddenly show up to your family after months of being away. That's right, non-stop hugs and tons of happiness. For an entire year, this kid dreamed of seeing his big brother, but he didn't think his wish would come true today. Imagine how this little girl must feel after suddenly receiving flowers from her biggest fan in the audience, her dad, who she hasn't seen in such a long time. Words can't do this reunion justice. Just look at the emotions of a girl who can't believe her dad has finally made it to her competition. don't dry your eyes just yet, because this guy isn't done spreading happiness. Admit it, the only thing better than military homecomings are unexpected military homecomings. This woman hasn't seen her son in so long that she's literally scared when he suddenly shows up at her work.
I know I am, Mom. I love you too.
It takes this boy just a few seconds to realize that his dream of his brother coming home has finally come true. How do you make your return from service even more memorable? Well, just pop up out of nowhere right in front of your other half. Believe me, the details don't matter. Just look at this mom's emotions and listen to the sound of pure happiness. This is Battle and Harper, and they haven't seen their dad in over a year. It's hard to imagine how they feel right now after waiting way too long. This soldier's sister didn't even invite her to the bridal shower because she knew getting leave from the military would be impossible. Well, not for someone who would do anything for you. True love is when your family can't wait a single day to see you when your service is over and comes to surprise you themselves. But homecomings aren't just joyful for loved ones, our pets get excited too. Words cannot express their happiness. This woman doesn't count the days since she last saw her son because it hurts too much to know how long they've been apart. Luckily, she won't have to worry about that anymore. Every military kid deserves a moment like this. Because all they really want is for their parents to be with them. By all calculations, this soldier wouldn't have made it to his wife's delivery, but since a father shouldn't miss the birth of his child, he did everything he could to be there with her. This military woman had a hard time waiting for her vacation, but it was even harder for her to resist shocking her brother by showing up unexpectedly. Just look at them embracing each other. Get ready for the cutest military homecoming ever, because the way this little girl greets her daddy will definitely make you smile. As you can see, these guys are confused about why they've been called to the principal's office. But don't worry, their sister will explain everything. It's moments like these that make serving your country worthwhile, when a father's hug silently tells you, "I'm proud of you, son." Imagine how this guy feels counting down the final seconds before he can hug his cute little family again. This military man didn't find his sister at home when he returned from duty, so he wasted no time and headed straight to her workplace to make her day. This student thought he was in trouble when he ended up in the principal's office. He had no idea that the surprise of his life was ahead of him.
Happy birthday to you.
Picture the surprise of these kids who are recording a video message for their soldier father, not knowing he's listening to it live. Just 72 hours ago, this sailor was on a ship overseas, and today he's fulfilling a promise he made to his girlfriend, that he would be at her graduation. This girl's dad missed her entire last school year due to being deployed, but she's not crying about that. She's just so happy that they'll never have to be apart again. This sailor found the sweetest way to surprise her mom. You can feel the emotion through the screen. When this woman spotted a silhouette in military uniform at the door, she immediately knew that the wait for her son was finally over. This military father of two just couldn't wait for his kids to get home from school, so he showed up at their classroom. Do I even need to say it was the best day of their lives? This sailor missed so many family celebrations because of his service, but he couldn't miss his mom's graduation. Meet Air Force mom Jody, who spent 4 months at a training ground away from her 3 kids. Today, she managed to get a couple of hours off to surprise them at school. Imagine how long she's dreamed of hugging each of them. These 2 pups had been waiting so long for their owner to return that they even recognized his footsteps behind a closed door. Did you know that if you combine months of separation with boundless love and a touch of surprise, you get the formula for the perfect homecoming? While this nurse was getting ready to start her shift, her husband was preparing to surprise her with his return. And he totally nailed it.
I know.
This is Austin, and he told his mom that his deployment to Afghanistan had been extended for another month. Luckily, he was lying.
Oh my God!
This little pup sensed his owner's return before the door even opened because he had been waiting for him every day, every second of those months apart. Believe me, a surprise homecoming isn't the only thing this soldier can pull off to amaze his girlfriend. Or should I say, fiancé. The last thing you'd expect to see on your way to school is your big brother who you haven't seen in months. This military mom is about to give her kids the most memorable Christmas ever because today, Santa is bringing them something money can't buy: a mother's love. Sorry guys, but this girl won't be dancing with you at prom today because she can't stop hugging her brother who's come home from the military. This officer told his mom he wouldn't be home for Christmas because he had arrived much earlier to make sure the surprise was perfect. This grandma thought she'd never see her grandson again, but the universe proved her wrong. I don't know how long this husky has been waiting for her owner to come home from duty, but her reaction suggests it was unbearably long. When you haven't seen your big sister for a year, you start to doubt if that day will ever come. But then, this happens. While others plan elaborate surprise homecomings for their families, this woman just shows up as if nothing happened. Spoiler alert, the result is the same. Everyone's in shock. Turn up the volume, because you're about to hear what 11 months apart from a son in the military sounds like. I'm sure every military mom dreams of coming home from work to see something like this.
5 years to her husband Lions for our freedom.
This emotional guy simply couldn't hold back his tears as soon as he saw his family. This is one of those times when even a boy's father wasn't expecting such an emotional reaction from his son when he returned from service. This soldier spent hours thinking about what he'd say to his girlfriend when they finally saw each other again. But when the moment came, words were unnecessary. Today, Gavin is performing at a school event with a story about his big brother, who's currently on a special mission in Afghanistan.
Well, Gavin.
Little does he know that his brother is much closer than he thinks. Here's how a typical day at school can turn into an unforgettable day for this military dad's daughter. Riley always wanted her dad to come to her practice, and starting today, he'll be at every single one from now on. These ladies can't hold back their emotions because as soon as the ceremony ends, they'll see their husband and father again, who's coming home from duty. This man is rushing here straight off the ship to make it to his daughter's performance and tell her how proud he is. Someone has prepared a special gift for this girl's quinceañera by traveling 10,000 kilometers from Japan to New Jersey to hug his sister for the first time in years. For a whole year, this military mom dreamed of hugging her son again, so he couldn't make her wait any longer. When this soldier knocked on the door, his mom immediately knew what it meant. Just look at her face when she realizes her boy is back. This might become your new favorite homecoming video of all time when you see this military dad meet his daughter for the first time. This is Aaron, and today his mom is gonna cry a lot. Tears of joy, of course. No emotions can compare to the ones you get from being reunited with family. This boot camp graduate's reaction is proof. The last time Daniel saw his sister was 9 months ago when he promised to surprise her with his return from deployment. Well, he kept his word. This airman is about to surprise his mom with an unexpected homecoming, but he better be ready for never-ending hugs and crying. When two officers head toward this woman during a parade, she doesn't realize that her sleepless nights are over because her sons are home. This woman can't understand why she was being filmed and asked for a group photo until she sees who's behind her. Look, she's overjoyed. This girl thought she was taking a picture with the school mascot, but check out her emotional reaction when she realizes that her soldier mom was beneath the mask this whole time. This woman expected to see all sorts of guests on her wedding day, but not her military sister. Little did she know, her sister had done everything in her power to make it there on time. Imagine how happy it makes a soldier when they find out that the pilot taking him home is his father. But why imagine when you can see it for yourself? This girl has seen her mother in her dreams for the last time, because now mom is home and will never leave her side again. In just a second, this boy is gonna realize that his life is about to change forever, because mama is finally home. The last time Chelsea saw her brother was a year ago before his deployment to Kuwait, and now she doesn't even realize that the first thing he did after getting off the plane was rush to see her again. You are dismissed. That's enough emotional homecomings for today. Be sure to tell us in the comments which moment touched you the most. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss out on more videos. Bye.